time travel, mystery, drama, and epic rebellions. Yes, folks, all that and more will be coming to your screens soon in Season 7 of Outlander. You may be curious about the return of one elusive character, though, Wendigo Donner. The last tiny glimpse we saw of him was in Season 6, and fans are begging to know if Wendigo will be making an appearance in the newest season. Today, we're going to talk all about that. First off, where and when did we see Wendigo Donner in Outlander? If you're an avid fan of the show, which you should be, it's an amazing show, you'll know that the first ever appearance we got of Donner was in Season 5. It was right at the end too, which is a pretty odd time to introduce a brand new character. Anyway, we saw our badass protagonist Claire Randall get kidnapped by Lionel Brown and his sidekicks, and one of those sidekicks just so happened to be Mr. Donner. As was later revealed, Wendigo Donner was a man who was originally from 1968 and had gotten trapped in the current timeline. He quickly realized that Claire was a time traveler and, of course, asked for her help in getting back. But this is the world of television, and obviously, nothing can go quite as simply as that. Long story short, Claire gets abducted by Jamie, but Wendigo manages to get away. But, as we said, it's never that simple. In Outlander Season 6, we see a brief flash of the character at the end of an episode. It shows Wendigo clutching the bars of a prison cell. Well, that isn't cryptic at all. With just these two short-lived appearances under his belt, it's impossible not to question whether Wendigo will have any screen time in the upcoming Season 7. Good thing we have another source to refer to, a certain book, if you recall. What is Wendigo's fate in A Breath of Snow and Ashes, and how does it tie into Season 7? Hermione Granger sure was right when she said, when in doubt, go to the library. Because yes, we're going to be looking at what the book that inspired Outlander has in store for Wendigo Donner. It's common knowledge that Outlander is loosely based on the Diana Gabaldon book series of the same name, with each season following the story of one installment. To find out more about where the series will take the character in question, we look towards the 6th book, A Breath of Snow and Ashes. Warning, there might be some minor spoilers about Donner ahead. To keep it straightforward, in the books, Donner does return after his stint in prison. His only motive has always been to return to his own time, and he basically does anything to make that happen. One such thing is using the Fraser's gems, which they don't seem to have any longer, as Bree and Roger have already used them to get to their time. Of course, Donner's blinded by his aim and doesn't listen to any of these explanations. Somehow, a fight breaks out, and in the midst, some of Claire's ether falls over. Ian, ever the troublemaker, decides to strike a match, and then, well, it's your best guess what happens. One of the most important events of the series, the fire at the big house, happens in this scene. And this also marks the end of our shifty persona, aka Wendigo Donner. He dies in the fire, and that's the extent of his features in the book series. Now, the TV show has more or less followed the book series in terms of major plot points and shifts, but it does deviate sometimes, so we can't say with 100% certainty whether this is the exact fate that TV show Donner will face. What we can theorize, though, is that the prison shot in Season 6 does imply that Donner's going to stick around for a while longer. After all, what's the point of even showing him behind bars if we're not going to see him free later? Let's just wait and see. So what else do we know yet about Outlander Season 7? Wish you were Claire from the show, just so you could travel forwards in time and find out when Season 7 will be released? Same. As it turns out, not much is known about a potential release date yet. We do know that shooting started in May 2022, and as actor Katrina Balfe revealed in an interview with Digital Spy, filming is going to be 13 months long. This gives us a tentative date around May 2023. What's especially exciting is that this new season is going to be supersized, spanning 16 episodes. That's twice that of Season 6. The showrunners are really working overtime, huh? As for the cast, not many changes have been announced. Most of the main cast of characters are going to be returning. The Frasers, the Mackenzies, along with the characters whose storylines were left on some major cliffhangers. And no, we're not just talking about Wendigo. Alexander Vlahos, who plays Alan Christie, shared in an interview that his character may or may not be returning, saying, "The Christie's journey isn't over." Other than that, we have a brand new cast member, Charles Vandervaart, lost in space, who will play the much-anticipated role of Jamie Fraser's secret son, William Ransom. Moving on to the plot, we have a bone to pick with the showrunners. How dare they leave us with so many cliffhangers? Claire imprisoned in Wilmington, awaiting trial for Malva's murder, Jamie on his way to rescue her, the mystery around who exactly killed Malva, and the reappearance of Wendigo. All of this and much more needs to be resolved, not to mention the looming Revolutionary War that's getting closer and closer. Safe to say, the 16-episode-long 7th season is going to be jam-packed with action, thrill, and loads of drama. On to other related news. A prequel to Outlander is in the works at Starz. Yep, along with the rumors about an 8th season, an unofficial prequel to the time travel saga has been announced by Starz. This series, standalone, whatever it's going to be, will be titled Blood of My Blood, and the Outlander series author, Diana Gabaldon, will be the consulting director. If the title wasn't already a clue, this prequel is going to be centered around the extended family of our main protagonist, Jamie Fraser, Sam Heughan. These two characters are named Brian Robert David Fraser and Ellen Katrina Chalet Mackenzie. Well, that was a mouthful. Now, you'll only remember Brian Fraser if you have a photographic memory, so we'll spare you and fill you in on where we've seen him before. In 2014 and 2015, when Outlander's first season came out, we saw British actor Andrew Whipp, the White Princess, Cursed, appear in 2 episodes as Jamie's father. We learn a little bit about the background of Brian Fraser and that he eloped with an accomplished painter, Ellen, against his father, Lord Lovat's wishes. This happened in 1715 during the Great Gathering, and the two went on to have 4 children together, all of whom are present in the show. Later, in 1740, Brian dies from apoplexy, which is exactly 3 years before the timeline of Outlander begins, so we don't see Jamie's late parents in the show at all. And now that we are, it's definitely going to be an interesting watch. Outlander's Sam Heughan is no longer in the running for the next Bond. We guess it should be no surprise that it takes quite a boatload of conditions for someone to become Bond. Daniel Craig played the charming secret agent for 5 installments, and he finally took his leave from the franchise after No Time to Die. Many male actors are, of course, vying eagerly to secure the role, and among them is no other than Sam Heughan. Unfortunately for the Outlander star, though, it seems that he doesn't quite meet the strict requirements for the role. And what are those requirements, you ask? Well, firstly, producers are looking for a younger Bond hero this time around, preferably in their 30s, so they can carry at least 3 movies. Heughan, who's 42 now, isn't the right fit. Another such requirement is Bond's height. Craig was around 5'10", and the producers, looking to replicate his persona, are searching for a similar frame. A number of much-loved action stars have already been ruled out, namely Idris Elba, Henry Cavill, and Tom Hardy. Whew, this sure is a competitive field. As of yet, casting directors haven't found the perfect fit for this iconic role. We just hope they hurry up so we can have new 007 content to eat up. Finally, want to watch Outlander Season 6's deleted scenes? Here's how. We know it's a long wait before the next season comes to life. Call it a Droughtlander, if you will. But you know what'll help cure this drought? Well, some good deleted scenes action from Season 6, of course. 8 new deleted scenes are going to be released on Outlander's DVD and Blu-ray on the 26th of September, with titles like Don't Come In, Morning, and What Are You Looking For? These releases are already available to download. You heard that right. You can get your hands on these babies right now. In an interview with Hello Magazine, Starz' president of original programming, Catherine Busby, said, "Outlander is such a very important show for us that we would love to have as much Outlander as we possibly can have." We couldn't agree more, Catherine. That's all the news about Outlander and its newest upcoming season for you today. What are your theories about Wendigo Donner's return? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.